The most powerful empire in the world was about to go to war, with a collection of small, divided cities on one side, a force that ruled millions, stretching across continents, commanding wealth, armies, and absolute authority. The mighty Achaemenid Empire. On the other, no empire at all, no single ruler, no unified command, just scattered city-states, each with its own government, its own ambitions, its own rivalries. Backhand index pointing right, ancient Greece. By every measure, this should not have been a war. It should have been a conquest, a simple expansion, a foregone conclusion. And yet, what was about to happen would become one of the most important conflicts in history, because this was not just a war of armies, it was a collision of worlds. Under the rule of Darius I, the Persian Empire did not stand still. It expanded, carefully, strategically, relentlessly. Territory after territory, region after region, was brought under Persian control. But expansion is never just about land. It is about people. And as Persia moved west, it reached a region unlike any it had conquered before, Asia Minor. A land where Greek culture thrived, where cities spoke a different language, lived by different traditions, and valued something Persia did not demand, independence. These cities were now part of the empire, but they were not truly Persian. They obeyed, but they did not fully accept. And beneath the surface, tension was growing. Quietly, slowly, inevitably. In 499 BCE, that tension finally broke. The Greek cities of Ionia, under Persian rule, rose in rebellion. This was not a small uprising. It was a challenge to imperial authority, a refusal to remain controlled, and they were not alone. Across the sea, mainland Greek city-states began to take notice. Some chose to stay away, but others made a decision that would change everything. They intervened. Athens and its allies sent support, ships, soldiers, fire. Together, they struck at a symbol of Persian power, the city of Sardis, and they burned it. Flames rose into the sky, not just as destruction, but as a message. This was no longer a local rebellion. This was defiance, open and undeniable. And for the Persian Empire, this changed everything. To rule an empire like Persia meant understanding one thing above all else. Authority must never be questioned. For Darius I, this was not just rebellion. It was a test. If it was ignored, others would follow. If it was tolerated, control would weaken. So the response was inevitable. The revolt would be crushed. Order would be restored. And it was. Persian forces regained control, city by city, region by region, until the rebellion was over. But something had changed, because this time, the threat had not come from within the empire alone. It had come from outside, from Greece, from Athens, and according to historical tradition, Darius made sure he would not forget a simple command, repeated again and again. Remember the Athenians. This was no longer about control. This had become personal. And when power becomes personal, war follows. The rebellion had been crushed, but peace had not been restored, because now, the Persian Empire had turned its attention outward. What had once been a distant land was now a target. Greece, not because it was powerful, but because it had interfered, because it had challenged authority, because it had to be answered. And while Persia prepared, the Greek world remained divided, city against city, rivalries unresolved. No united front, no clear plan. They did not yet understand what was coming, but it was already in motion. Two completely different worlds, moving toward each other, one vast, organized, unstoppable, the other small, divided, but unyielding. And soon, they would meet, not in politics, not in rebellion, but on the battlefield. If you want to see how this war truly begins, how a small Greek force faced the power of Persia for the first time, make sure you subscribe, because in the next video, we witness the first great clash, and everything changes.